On today's show, we head up to Willowbank Raceway on the outskirts of Brisbane as the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro funny cars fire up for another edition of the fastest Nitro roadshow in Australian drag racing. Then we wind the clock back to 2018 and head to the Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit, where we look back on the final round of that season's Australian Superbike Championship. And later in the show, we jump into the growing world of motorsport sim racing with the inaugural SRO eSport GT Series. Round 1 takes place around the iconic Silverstone Grand Prix circuit in the UK, featuring the stars of international GT3 racing and Formula 1 stars Charles Leclerc and Jenson Button. This is Speedweek.
Racing at its purest. One-on-one, down the quarter mile, making full noise. Willowbank Raceway, based west of Brisbane in Queensland. Fantastic location to bring the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Car Show, and it is a show. Plenty of families here. The kids are having fun. The party in the pits is underway, and the drivers are ready to go. Let's hear from them now.
First round is just, you just don't know with Willowbank. Love coming to this place. It's my home track. You know, the first one's always the nervous one. Once we get the monkey off our back, we'll be sweet. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
So I have Josh Lee for the first round, which is really exciting. I don't really get much of a chance to race Josh, or haven't had much of a chance to race him. My plan of attack is just to go out there and get from A to B as quick as possible and hopefully get that win line.
I've raced her before up in Cairns. Not so great for the Bandit, just smoked the tyres off on the hit, and Emma sailed through with the win. But we'll see what happens today at Willowbank.
We've got Greg Lay actually. I haven't raced Greg. I don't even know if I've raced Greg, to tell you the truth. So yeah, pretty cool start because he's tough. The car's been going good lately. So his last 2 rounds have been really solid. So yeah, we've got to be on our game.
Here at the pit party, kids are here ready to get some autographs, some Team Hero cards. Sun's out, track's ready to go, so it should be some fun.
We just try and create a real party atmosphere so everyone else gets to experience these cars up close, personal, and bring the families into it. That's what it's all about.
Everyone's passionate up in Queensland as well. There are a lot of traditional drag races up here as well that love their stuff.
They're kind of like my idols, and yeah, I want to live up to be like them.
The kids love it, and they grow up loving it, and they start in junior dragsters and they finish. I'm 68. I'll be dead before I stop coming, and nothing but Nitro from now on.
And here we go into night time at Willowbank Raceway. Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Cars. And when it's night time, that means one thing: head of flames.
Rock, paper, scissors or Nitro? I'll take Nitro, thank you very much.
Nitro always wins.
It beats everything. Anything, everything for sure. And Anthony Begley.
Oh, wiggle at the end of that burnout.
That's a good sign though. That means the track's gripped up some.
This is a grudge matchup for sure. I don't know how it happens. It's a random draw, believe it or not, but these two seem to find each other every single event.
It's fair to say the entire Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Car community love this matchup, and they're both on 3 points too. They both got the points in the back pocket in round 1. So they're fired up, and there is a victory potentially on the line outright here at Willowbank for both.
Hey, we got a pedal fest. Who's on it first? Now they're both lit up. And it's going to be the dark horse who gets there. Yeah, what a drag race. What a drag race. We love that.
Busy, busy, busy. Just the way we love it. Love seeing the head of flames light up the night sky despite both of them having troubles almost instantaneously at the start of this one. Flames out, unhinged the back end of both cars, got back on it. That takes real skill.
You know what? That was a piece of class from Messinio. The patience to let the tyre come back down before slapping it once again. Maybe Begley going a touch early cost him that one. That was a good drag race. Proof that it's not about the number. Side-by-side 7s are just as cool as side-by-side 5s. And have a look at this in the deep end. No chutes, and he's wrestling this thing on the brake. That's why it was bouncing around. All the brakes are in the rear.
Check that out, and just overpowered it just a little bit off the start line, but quick on catching it, collecting it, and getting it through to the finish. Who cares about the times? It's about the spectacle, and that was bucket loads of awesomeness right there.
Is that a precursor of what's to come now that the track has cooled down? Sunlight is off it, the conditions are so different, and the air too.
And going off the back of the first round, there were so many strong numbers that they're going to get a bit excited, a bit greedy. You need to get the points, you need to get the win.
All right, time for King Kong. Don't see too much difference in the lanes tonight, which is good news.
In fact, the groove, when we talk about the groove, it's that darker line right down the middle of the racetrack. That's where the build-up of rubber on the traction compound is building up. And it's, as you said, Chad, pretty much the same either side, left or right lane.
Both under 1/10 of a second at the tree. Off it early, but the win goes to Stormtrooper. Nice run. 581 in Battle of the Movie Stars, this one.
And that's another 3 points for Lay. And despite the shut-off, look at that for speed. Zip on by.
Great drive, but couldn't quite get there in the end. And the Stormtrooper motors on through with some points for the final round. Very hard to win the overall night with a loss. Usually you want to be going through to that final round on the full 6 points, but you can still fight for trophies. Still a chance, maybe, picking up a podium.
This is serious business time for one bad Kiwi against this guy. And let's be honest, it's not against just Rick Gorsey here. It's up against one of the best tuners ever in Australian drag racing history in that guy, GC Graham Cowan. And he's got the 3 points in round one. He was the benchmark talking about the Chev. So, what has Morrison McMillan got? He needs to bring his A game right here, right now. Tricky round two so far.
Dorsey just edging that into pre-stage now. Revs come down. Full fuel flow and we're ready. Wow! Nitro Express up in smoke, that's a rarity.
Oh.
And a big drive.
Oh.
With a late pedal for one bad Kiwi. That thing was headed to the wall and it still does a 55 with a pedal.
I love Morrison McMillan as much as it pains me to admit it. He gets near the wall, check this out.
Oh.
I'm not backing off, no way. I'm driving this thing. I want to beat the Express Beast, and I've done it. How cool is that?
As we turn our attention back to round two action.
The Time Traveller against the young lady we just heard from, Emma Begley. Spent a lot of her life in the southwest corner of Australia, our beautiful part of the world. They have a very relaxed but very passionate view to the sport of drag racing, and they particularly love this series, and so do we. The Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Car Series. What a fun round two it's been.
Well, there's no doubt that Time Traveller and Nathan Pirano have more experience, particularly at this track. But you have to say the ET advantage here really lies with Let's Boogie and Emma Begley. So I've got to say, this is her race to lose.
More and more seat time for her as well. She's getting more comfortable and familiar, just yanking on that brake as she bumps the car in for a big race here.
Pirano with the start line advantage, and they're both up in smoke. Begley tries a few times. Pirano's still vulnerable. Couldn't get there. Couldn't get there. Now we've had side-by-side 8s. We'll add that to the side-by-side 7s. And that was a cool race. She tried. She never gave up. Just couldn't quite get there.
It was trouble straight away. Big pedal, big pedal. Really had to back off and let the car settle down. Long pauses in resuming the acceleration or go pedal, I guess.
Yeah, that is a great example. We compare that to what we saw with Paul Massinio, who just waited for the tyre to come back down before slapping the throttle pedal again. Emma Begley, a little bit keen and couldn't quite get the tyres to hook up.
Really difficult run for Emma Begley. Flames, power, fury. Aeroflow awesomeness.
Oh, that's a cool sound as that supercharger winds down. Had a few races in this second round, haven't we, where we've been on and off that throttle pedal. It's one of the cool things about this series is that the engines are designed to be able to take a bit of punishment, plus the format, because every point matters. Never, ever give up.
Nitromethane, we keep talking about it. You hit it with a hammer and it'll explode the hammer. But these cars are so strong and solid. They're able to get off and on it. That is hard to do. And it's a testament to the series that they can race hard, race heavy, just the way we love it.
So, the Bandit versus Terminator. How about it? Is he about to terminate him out of proceedings tonight into full stage? Wow, and another one up in smoke on the hit of the throttle. And it's the Terminator who cruises down to 3 points. And we are seeing some big upsets tonight.
A guy that knows a lot about this racetrack, has accomplished a lot over the years, both in this series and others at Willowbank Raceway, but that is trouble from the get-go for the Bandit. And man, that car turned around quite a bit, so it was a good recovery for Lay to get it back and settled and sorted before he got through to the finish line.
Cool shot, watch the parachutes flourish off the back of a little pedal then. Pilot chute first, drags the rest of the system with it. Massive amounts of deceleration. It's a violent, violent experience. To the Avenger, already on 3 points tonight, so a chance here against the Red Devil for both of these drivers to go through to round 3 on the maximum 6 points.
Thing I love about this series too, the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Cars, there's no telemetry, there's no data acquisition, it's instinct racing, very simple, Spartan in the cabin. Just the essentials and the experience you need to get it down the racetrack.
Old school racing, old school body shapes, but new technology, new running gear.
And it reinforces the point we're talking about before, how consistent they are. So good.
Big matchup, this one. Olive trying to keep his stranglehold on this venue. And that's a great drag race. Wow, maybe run of the night so far in terms of the ET as well. 5:44 gets the win alongside that 5:50. Good stuff.
That has come out of nowhere. We've seen a lot of cars struggle, battle, fight to the finish. No such trouble for this guy. And when you start getting on the sunny side of 5.5 seconds, you're hitting some really quick times.
Breathing a bit of clutch dust. That's all cool. That's what it's meant to do. Fire it out the back. Just watch there. A little bit of a wiggle in the rear of that car as Tatayas tried to find the right grip on the track. Big, big race. And that is a huge win, highlighted right there, going through on the big one, 6 points each. And that'll be our last race of the night. Messinio versus Donnelly for the trophy. The stage is set. The start line is ready. This is Willowbank Raceway in Ipswich, Queensland. The crowd are ready too. Jumpers are on. That's interesting to see. So have we seen a change in the air conditions tonight? Typically cold conditions, as long as there's heat in the racetrack, means fast times are coming our way if you get the tune-up right. And here's a car that can always deliver. Final round action begins now.
We are not used to seeing the Nitro Express out this early in the third round. It's going to be interesting because when this sort of thing happens, they get angry. And angry means ET and speed normally. This is a damn good matchup. First one out of the gate for round 3.
Remember, Rick Gorsey, 16-time winner in this series. Just the one win here. So again, this place maybe just catching him out a little bit. These two cars are both up in smoke in round 2, so looking forward to seeing what they've got if they can stay hooked up, and if they do break traction, watch out, because it's going to be first back on the pedal to win.
As day goes tonight at Willowbank, as we've seen quite often, you can get a bit of dew, a bit of water in the air, and that can add a little bit of a curveball. Conditions look good though, and as you said, Chad, it's going to come down to dialing in these cars to the conditions and getting it done.
Now remember, ET does matter from this point onwards. It'll be the tiebreaker in any draw that we have. They can't finish first for the night, but second and third still up for grabs. Let's do this.
got the best reaction time, but he's got the pace.
Wow, it's an amazing elapsed time though, and a 5:40 beats a 5:58. Yeah, the conditions are cherry ripe. Don't you worry about that. We are in for an exciting final round, and that is another huge run, getting down so close to the 30s once again for Rick Gorsey.
The amount of clutch dust in the cabin for Gorsey. Man, they had that thing loaded up and angry. 5:40. They're approaching the territory. What is it, 5:37's as quick as we've seen in the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Car Series. What a start.
Yeah, it's a good way to end it. Shame about the second round, but we got a little bit, I wouldn't say nervous, but we just left it the same as it was on the first round. But I think if we went after it a little bit more, she would have dropped back into the freeze again. But yeah, awesome comeback by the guys and the boys and the crew. GC, yeah, amazing tuner. Can't say enough, mate, for this car. This car is just, it's one of a kind.
So now we know the times to beat, and they are hefty. If you want to take home a trophy tonight, you need to be on your game, running into the 50s or faster. We are headed to some exciting finales tonight.
You're going to bring it. That's what it's going to take.
King Kong.
Jake Donnelly. Party Town, Emma Begley, but it's serious business of sorts for her here. Get on board with Let's Boogie. As day turns to night, things tend to close in a bit on you. Think about the speeds these guys are travelling at, well over or approaching 450 kilometres an hour in the dark. Hello.
I love that. Over 400 kilometres per hour running down a hallway with the lights off. That's what this experience is like. And at Willowbank, over the edge of the racetrack there as well. It's a spooky feeling and a spooky sight.
And we saw with Gorsey the amount of clutch dust that gets in the driver compartment as well. Amazing.
Oh, Begley got absolutely hammered on the start line. Doesn't matter. First to the finish line. Gets the number that matters. Gets the win light. And that's a nice lap. 5:82. So what happened here then for King Kong? Just watch closely. Maybe a throttle issue there. They had the supercharger off in the pits before this run, and maybe an issue with the throttle cable itself.
Yeah, these cars are so heavy duty. Everything's mechanical. You're talking about the parachute, same with the throttle linkage. And you're working feverishly on these cars between rounds, things can happen. And it certainly did there by the looks of things for King Kong. But man, good run for Emma Begley. Got some points. Well done.
Oh, honestly, that's an awesome way to go out. A 5:68 and a win on the last pass. I can't ask for much more.
Yeah, that 60 in the first round of racing was impressive. And the good news for Emma Begley, that 5:82 leaves her in third place at the moment. So that's the time to beat if you want to take the trophy away from her.
Nitro musical chairs here for the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Car Series. And we know some big, big names still to come that love this racetrack and love competing in these cars, including the two on track right now. Anthony Begley still licking his wounds after getting beat by his adversary, Paul Massinio. And Justin Walsh, this guy really knows this place well. Starting to get his head around the Terminator. Double biceps Begley, eh?
Two of the most experienced guys in the field. Begley has raced just about anything you can race. Dragsters, funny cars, door slammers, methanol burning cars, nitro burning cars. He's about to put all that experience to the test.
Begley with the start line advantage, but it's Walsh with the win. 5:69. Nice time. Ugh. Is it enough though? I don't think so.
Well, that was a good run. It might be enough at the moment because he's just knocked Emma Begley off the podium with that run. But a 5:69 might be vulnerable given that this track is so fast right now. Well done to Justin Walsh on home soil.
Yeah, looked pretty tough round in the first one. We heard a few little parts, but we got it fixed and got it back out there. So I think we went 5:69, you said, for the win. Probably should have gone a bit quicker, a bit skaty through the top end, so I backed off just a little bit. But hey, a win light's a win light.
And we are about to finish off the night. We've got a couple passes to go. And they are fast cars.
Really looking forward to this. A red haze, is it? Both sides of the racetrack. Morris McMillan in good form. Really getting to grips with some consistency with this car now. We know what Olive is capable of at Willowbank. We've seen some of his very best efforts here before.
There is that glorious 57 Chev. Good to see this driver and this car back together once again. We are into pre-stage and ready to go. Wow, no wasting time there for Shane Olive. That was quick.
Staging games, maybe. Maybe he needs it.
Good reaction times. And a great run from One Bad Kiwi. He is good tonight. Oh, a bit of heavy smoke in the other lane, but a 56 is a good run. One Bad Kiwi potentially on the podium tonight.
That's almost a Red Devil thing. He leans on it so hard and heavy here at Willowbank. He brought everything to the table and then some, but it wasn't enough. Shane Olive caught short by One Bad Kiwi. Morris McMillan in the frame for a trophy. Strong run.
Maybe just burning up a piston there towards the end of the run. Nicely done, Morris.
Look, after our disastrous start, the car turned around and kind of did what it should all day long. So, yeah, look, stuff happens. I raced the black Chev and the red Chev. These are two blokes that I've looked up to for so long, and to take a couple of scalps like that, it's pretty cool regardless of what happened to the podium.
Got a big smile on his face, and rightfully so. And it all comes down to this as the Avenger rolls forward. Dan Donnelly. Could this be the night for Dan to break through and take what would be a huge win? But it's a tough matchup.
Well, he was fantastic. Talking about Dan Donnelly in the Avenger. He's got the maximum 6 points. Was quick and fast. Paul Massinio, the dark horse. He had a win at Calder, so it's not foreign territory for the grey goated crazy drag racer. We love him.
So winner of this race wins the night. The loser still needs a good ET. 5:40 the time to beat for second. 5:56 the losing time to beat for third. If you like what you see, come and join us when we go racing in Perth at the Perth Motorplex in January. Always a massive event.
One of the best motorsport events in the country. Full stop in January. Check out the website.
Well, oh, this is exciting. Taking our time in the stage. Now we're in. Let's do this.
Oh, tight. Donnelly's front in on the hit. So aggressive. Gets it done.
Wow, with a 49 as well. That's a huge run. Huge run. What a way to win. And that is a new benchmark for the Avenger. Welcome to Victory Lane. Dan Donnelly becomes the 9th different driver to win in series history. Does it in style.
Replays. Donnelly's so aggressive on the step, on the hit of the go pedal. Very impressive. Great way to finish. Willowbank turning it on the Aeroflow Outlaw Circus. Amazing as always.
It's been a great day. We're feeling stoked. Today's gone pretty smoothly. Car's behaved. Haven't had really any issues, so it's great.
We beat Beggs. So I was a winner anyway. I don't need a trophy. Beating Beggs is just, that's it. I'm done. I've got to retire. No, I can't. I've got to get him again.
What a great night. We hope you enjoyed the action. It's such a cool series. And now it heads west to the Perth Motorplex. We love this show. We love these cars. We'll see you in the Wild West when we go racing once again with the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Car.
Coming up after the break, we wind the clock back to 2018 and head to the Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit for the final round of that season's Australian Superbike Championship.